down crowd of
Okay.
Sentinels.
Damn, so he wants to say C9.
Break will help Cloud9 power through.
Okay, Sentinels on defense, C9 on attack. And they get double Sheriff out, and that's one way to start it.
Sentinels already as Elsis draws first blood.
And the last time Cloud9 ran this type of composition on this map, it was actually Moose on the Killjoy. Everything else is the same.
He has historically seemed more comfortable on the Cypher, so yeah, I suppose that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, Cypher's been getting more and more popular on a map like this. Gives you so much info across the board. We saw Thief have a great defensive side with the setups that he had in that last series against Sen. Maybe that's why the change was made on the fly.
Thief really did have an exceptional series.
Yeah. So far from Cloud9, they're working the map really well right now. The tap of the door baited a lot of rotations from the side of Sen.
But the thing is, they didn't leave.
Yeah, they're reading too far into this.
Yeah, if there's been enough time where you would expect them
and this guy's been
to
consistently
point, but they've all stayed.
opening the door,
And
so there's
Cloud9
at least
are gonna
been
be
pressure
pulling
here.
right back into the teeth of
They
this defense.
clear the door.
Sometimes
Dude,
just
look at the
overcook.
stack, though.
On
The
some of these
stack's
pistol
so
rounds,
heavy.
that smoke's gonna make it
Like,
very
they did
obvious
C
there's
pressure,
5
and no one was
members
even
of
close to
Sentinels
hear
here
it.
and ready.
They've realized Second is here. You've got the paranoia coming out as well as Redux is looking to push the matter just a bit. With the flash on the outside, Curry's able to get another kill. Redux joining in on him as Vic and Zeb are the two that remain. A sliver of HP amongst both of them with 13 seconds left. Time is of the
Very
essence,
nice.
and it will not matter. Sentinels get the pistol.
A great read from Sen, not over-rotating back to the C site when that orb was grabbed. Perhaps it's because they had nobody there to even hear it in the first place.
Yeah,
this is
very
what I'm
well could be
talking
the case,
about.
yeah.
This is what I mean when I mean overcooking from the side of Cloud9. They baited out the rotations with the tap of the door very well. But Sen, they were just stacked towards that A site. The double back was the demise. Now, Center sitting at 1-0 on the defensive side.
Second's been buying a Marshall a
light armor
lot
across
for these
the board
rounds.
from them that could make them worse for wear against these classics. Gotta be careful.
Zelsis in a tough spot here.
He might have just given him a gun.
A little messy.
Oh boy.
But of course, Second is here to save
He
the
got a
day.
double
With
with
the no
that.
scope, nonetheless.
He's gonna have a shot at another one.
No
He
scope
will
ace.
connect.
Oh,
3 kills.
the hit, right?
I don't think he's used a scope on any of them.
No. It's been a long time since I've seen somebody pick up the Marshall in a round like
Damn.
this.
Damn, what the hell is
That might
ace?
be the greatest ace I have ever seen.
That's outrageous, bro. Double
3
boom
kills
bot
with
kill.
3 kills, no scope, and then the Roomba gets a 2K
He
at
did
the
tag
end.
him with the
I mean,
other
come on.
no scope as well
What
through
an
the
event.
smoke. It tagged him like partially through the
magical in
wall or
the
the
stadium.
floor. I'm not sure.
I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before.
Unreal. He will bring the Marshall into the next round. He's only 2 off of his ultimate now.
That's outrageous.
Oh, he's upgrading.
Demo,
Upgrading.
thank you
Is
so
he
much, man.
upgrading to the Bucky?
It's Demo,
These guys
right? Is
playing
that how
gun
I'm saying
game.
this? Thank you with the raid, man.
In a
Appreciate you.
match,
Thank
that's
you. Thank you.
impressive.
Hope your stream was good.
Fade Eye was used towards that A side of the map. Prowler to follow up. Maybe conditioning for future rounds, showing
Hello,
that
mate.
we're
Hope
willing
your
to
stream was
fight
good,
this
bro.
A-line.
Thank you for the raid, man. Thank you.
Exactly
Thank
that
you.
Bucky. He's going to play up close. So he's going to have all that info. All the C pressure should allow for John to rotate back.
Yeah, and you remember the first round. They made a lot of noise A, rotated back C, and then ended back A. If that's the case here,
Yeah.
Second's in a great spot.
This hold that people have been doing
smoke's
recently,
being
I
refreshed
kind
on
of
this
love
angle.
it. The Omen back
And
here
then if
is
you do
just
manage to get past the
incredibly
Omen
strong.
smoke, you've got all the kill
Most
chains
people,
on you. So
when they
this
put
is
the
it. If they're gonna
Omen
rotate
here,
back into
would
this,
normally put the
this is
Viper
huge.
smoke
You've
here.
got John QT over your shoulder as well.
But they put the Viper
Getting
smoke
cleared, you
here
gotta
and have
know
the
there's
Omen.
someone
Like
close. He's been patient. He's been
Sentinels,
waiting.
Sentinels
He's
with this whole
successful.
plan here, like
Only
I
one
love what they
round, though,
did.
but in a bonus, you take those.
They're really trying to make
with
sure
the
that they
Viper
kind
on
of
your side, the wall
punish
can
C
go up if you
early
get
or
out of
like
dodge.
condition them to
Yeah,
think
it's
that
even
C
numbers,
is
but
just a
this is your
stronghold,
bonus
I
round, and
think.
It's looking good for Sen so far.
I love this setup from them on the bonus though. Push a Bucky
What's the
close.
plan here on the other
You have
side
a
of this for
giant
Cloud9?
C
Again, I
denial,
wanna call back to the pistol
mollies,
round. They got a numbers
smoke,
disadvantage, and then
alarm
everything
bot,
kinda went
Omen with
sideways.
Omen flash.
Yeah, and they're running
Yeah,
into
I mean,
that
it might
Killjoy
work, man.
utility that you were speaking of
There's
earlier.
too much
The
util
orb
here.
should be
This
going
should be
up very
done.
soon. There it is.
They're gonna run into this. You've got the paranoia out. 13 seconds left. Wingman may have found safe passage, but Redux isn't concerned, I don't think. He's gonna get a couple of kills here, but they're
Did
traded
not
right
just
back.
take Wingman down?
His vehicle's left alone at 1v2.
Should be okay, boy.
John QT and Curry have arrived at the scene. All of the pressure on the cloak, the jump peek, that was, that was
That was
messy, but it
sick.
worked.
I loved this setup. I
Great
loved everything
heads-up play
about this
from the
setup. It's such a
IGL of
heavy
Sen.
stack on C.
In that 1v2 to just be a
Yeah,
human
and then now
drone,
they kind of look at C and they're like, what?
jumping
C is
around,
just an
catching,
absolute
Vic sleeping
stronghold.
in the moment. Maybe that time off is working against them, Doug.
This feels like an eternity ago, but remember how slow they started in their first series against MXS.
Yeah, it really does feel like whoever loses the first map
10
will win
hours,
the
holy
series
hell.
with how both these teams' years have gone.
I mean, even just today,
Yeah, even today.
slow starts seeming to be the key.
That being said, Zekin will have the showstopper online. Zeppa, the only one to answer with an ultimate of his own, has the Thrash available. But it's light armor across the board, and there's a lot of phantoms from the side of Sen right now. Some spam through the smokes, a lucky headshot here and there, but this is
Where are
aggression.
you going? With the Han on the
Yeah,
other
I'm
side,
not
but they
sure
heard the
about
TP up on
this
the box. They
one.
just spam right through it.
What a read.
That's very nicely handled by Cloud9.
I mean, is it? Can we say what a read? It's the
See
only
what the
place that he could have
intentions were, what
TP'd
the idea
to.
was. They just weren't able to execute.
Yeah, the members of Cloud9 breaking that fade eye made it obvious. And another punish. Oxy this time onto Zekin. That showstopper is not going to be able to be used.
Dropping the Thrash as well just to secure the round. Or at least increase the possibility and the probability of it. With Spike in hand, they've made their way out onto C. No flank to worry about. Nothing of the sort. All eyes forward.
That's,
Smoke goes down, kill goes the way of John. And another one in the way of Curry. This is a 5v3, or at least it was. If they're able to convert this,
Oh
this
my god,
is
they're gonna lose
massive.
this round?
And they're getting ever closer. Vic and Moose trying to avoid disaster, and they might just do that. What in the world can John do here? 58 HP, position given away, spotted by the cam. No real idea of where the remaining two members are.
Okay.
And that's
Not
a
bad
round
from
for
C9.
Cloud9.
Didn't
got
really
down to
love
the
this one
wire,
from
though,
Sentinels.
Doug. That wasn't
It's
pretty
such
by
a
any
heavy
means. It
commit
was
to
a
try get a
I think that clove kind of worked against them. Those smokes, they
fade
don't last as
eye
long as an
kill
Omen,
through
as
the
a
smoke.
Viper, or maybe just not
the
used to
Kif with the
timing
Prime.
so
Thank you
far.
so much, man. Welcome into the Slug Club.
But
Thanks for
they
the
still
Prime
recovered.
usage.
Moose got that important kill from the main onto top site. So
Good
Cloud9
news is,
finally answered
though,
back.
that
3-1
everyone
for Sen.
kind of died. So
Again, the light armor.
they got a good
situation
chance
for
to reset
Cloud9.
at least here. It's a big round.
And now for Sen as well. Light armor,
Where's
yes.
the
That
haunt?
Omen flash was way off the mark.
But again, you can tell what the idea was. The Haunt combined with the Paranoia to get a little bit of early info.
Yeah, Cloud9, they're ahead of this though. Great rotation towards C. Hitting the site with only 2 members, Zelsis. He has to back up.
Yeah. No real choice but to give up the real estate.
And
Now, Sentinels do have a couple of tools here for this retake.
they got a lot, man. They got so much tool on
rockets,
this.
as Oxy's the first to pop his. And between that and the breach utility, it will pave the way to take the space. Now spotted, John QT dodging.
Yeah, but he can boom bot as
lethality,
well.
and now Zelsis, or excuse me,
Oh,
Zekin
and he
for
runs
traded
forward.
1
That's
for
so
1.
waff.
Both raise the sideline for the rest of the round. The spike has been ticking for a little while too here. And they've lost contain of Waterfall. He was up a little bit too far. They've got
Yeah,
Rolling
that's the
Thunder
big
now.
kill. Big kill gets him breach ult.
Mitch with the finger on the trigger. Now Poppy Gonzalez is sent straight up into the sky as Zeppa brings him down. A 1v2, and you're right, time.
I mean,
seems to be the
C9 played
difference
as
maker
well,
this
though.
round.
Oxy played really good.
A great peek out of the smoke from Mitch to get the trade in main. in
Yeah, I
water.
like the idea here to just take so much
Gets the
space.
breach
They just
ultimate
delayed
because of
a
it.
lot.
And then, yeah, that was just too easy for Zeppa to clean up on the actual site. Everyone was breach ulted. Another good round from Cloud9. A fast reaction this time around, and that kill from Oxy onto Zekin. I feel like Zekin's just been so unlucky today with these Raze ultimates. I mean, we saw Jake just plucking him out of the sky multiple times last series.
Okay, so
Well,
we said
Raze
big
is tough,
round,
man.
force
Super
into the
unfortunate.
He's still
eco.
sitting at 7-4
And
though.
it's maybe a little bit better than I thought, to be honest. We've
Some
got
say
no
he's popping
armor on
off
one of
right
the
now.
hero rifles.
A little bit of speed here off the Paranoia. The nade to make sure no one TP's back. Half wall and control game.
And it's just fast reactionary play from Cloud9. Every time you see these A default go through, they've sped up C or taken the B space. Now that prompts a reclear from the side of Sen.
But I do think this kind of leans towards Sentinel's benefit if they continue to do this. I mean, Lee, even look at this round. They just dumped some of the util A and then they've
Ooh,
inserted
boy.
Redux and left him there. They know that they've been doing these fast rotates around.
That was a cool nade from Oxy to get some chip damage, but if they do decide to end back at B, because he naded that corner, they might assume maybe no one's there. Zeki hasn't moved at all. I say that, but it's going to be a re-clear of A, so a lot riding
Redux,
on
hero
Redux
gun,
right now.
no armor.
He only has 1 TP.
And there's nobody here to help him.
This guy's
Now
committed.
spotted. He's got the big TP to get out of there.
Wise too.
Live to fight another day. Meanwhile, Zeki close by. Not fully committing to swinging out onto the fight. So once again, it's Redux who's being called upon. Oxy just Goomba stomps him.
Really?
And then moves forward.
Spike planted.
There's still a really good spot here. Again, John has his ult invested, tagging onto 3. The only one who wasn't tagged, I believe, was Mitch. But it feels labored. It feels
Yeah, I don't know about that
heavy. It feels
fade ult,
difficult
man.
for Sentinels to get back into this. I don't know that they really have the room.
Really good discipline from Cloud9 on this post plant. Making it very difficult. They made that so difficult, Doug, for Sen to find any type of way in.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was a
what
weird
was it that
fade
was
ult,
so
to be
effective in
honest.
that position? Because you're right. I mean, we could feel it.
Oh,
It felt
okay.
difficult. It felt labored.
Hold up, Oxy just died to
Wait,
Zelsa's
he gets
turret. But either
Killjoy
way,
out for
so
that for
what it
next
was
round
is,
though.
it's just the
Sure.
positioning of Cloud9 in that post plant, taking control of Heaven, playing crossfires in the actual site itself. Sen, they did a good job of trying to scout
fade
out,
ult,
find
45
anybody that would
after
give them a
plant,
peek,
West
but there were
guns.
none there.
Yeah,
Moose,
it didn't really
he was
make
the only
sense.
one on an island there. And yeah, Zelsis may have gotten the one up on him, but they ended up losing the round because of it. All that time taken to
Celsius,
clear
yeah,
him
he's
out.
been fragging pretty heavy.
And right now, Cloud9, they're maneuvering around the map very well. Quick reactions off of the default utility
What do we
from
got?
Sen at
Fish
A.
or Clover's ult,
Making
so Clover can go a
Sen
little bit
have to use
aggro.
utility to re-clear space that they've already gathered. Formulating the plan to end A in that round was beautiful. Wonderful job.
Again, space taking A main, but this time a pit towards C as well. A little bit more into the defense of this one.
And Zeppa did show a Gecko Flash early on C.
Yeah, they put a alarm bot into
This might catch
the Viper
Cloud9
pit
players
so they can
sleeping
chill a
on
little bit
blue,
there.
but I say that the one way is just going to be shuffled up. It looks like they're going to want to hit into this Viper's pit. The thing is, they don't know that there's also a Killjoy with mollies, with an alarm bot deep into that Viper's pit.
I mean,
You
everyone
have a
puts an
thrash.
alarm bot into this normally, so could be tempted.
And you would assume
You can,
Killjoy's close
I love how
by.
you can tell that they watched the
They're
game
running
before
pop
here,
his ult
right?
after
Because
he
they
gets-
Sentinels use this
They know.
exact ult and they put the
Look at
Killjoy
the
here,
delay,
so they
though.
just pretty heavily spam the box.
Next, you have
but
the Killjoy Molly. You have
can
another
tell
one
C9
if
in
anyone
their
wants to satchel
break,
past the
in
pit.
between the games, just watch the demo.
There's the thrash.
They were just watching
A
it
little bit of
live,
different
probably
order.
chilling.
But Zelsis is tagged. They know where he is now. Still getting a kill. Vic's gonna pop his ult. Zelsis is now dead.
Dude, but the Clove didn't get any action,
What
right?
an
So
execute from Cloud9. There's the power of the Clove, but now he has to run all the way up. If he wants to stay alive, he's gonna drop. But it was enough space to gather into that Viper's pit and take the site.
Was not given a second lease at life as
yeah, they gotta
Oxy is
relax a
united.
little bit.
Yeah, he was so far ahead of the team.
I think though, it's because of where Vic died, there's still the ability to apply some pressure with smokes and help kind of cover things. You already see one dropping down towards waterfall. Zeppa popping his thrash for a second time, and for a second
No
time
way.
finding a target. This is still winnable though. A 2v2, a little bit of damage dealt to Mitch. Feels the space running away. A 3K per second, still one to be found. Moose waiting on the other side.
They
and
just got
again,
really
I don't
close,
know
though,
that Zekin can find a
considering.
way in with 4 HP. He just runs away.
And you're 100% right. All that space that was gathered by Vic, yeah, even though he didn't get any kill or could keep his self alive after popping that ultimate, Oxy was able to take everything. Now, Sen, they have to re-clear so much space. They have to worry about all of CT. They have to worry about all of the corners in water to clear out. They 3-manned up, and it looked promising at first, but the spam on a John QT, too much.
You take a look at the rollout one more time.
Yeah, the spam on John, who doesn't even get tagged by the Thrash, again, very unfortunate.
We have a timeout called here.
Another
I'm
timeout?
really
Yeah.
curious to watch how the rest of this half plays out, because I think we've seen them react, both teams react to each other a couple of times already. And again, let's talk through what that timeline has looked like. Sentinels like to aggressively take space A main.
Both teams
They
are playing with
started
subs,
realizing
yeah.
Cloud9
You
was
gotta
accelerating back C, so
not
what do
worry
Sentinels do?
too
They
much
jump into
after
util and
watching
then
this.
instantly go BC. They just
That's what
instantly
I was
got
worried
today.
for the first game. I was
Cloud9
worried if
catch wind of
Sentinels
that,
lost that, I
and
was just
then
gonna
they
see
re-hit
loads of
back
people
A. So
overreacting.
what do Sentinels do on the other side of that? They leave 3
Like
back
we
A.
always do.
These last 4 rounds have been a tit for tat. Like, okay, you're going to do this, and I'm going to do this. And it will be interesting to see how this half continues to evolve.
Rossi, you would imagine Mitch. C9 did a podcast with Mitch, and they pretty much just spoke about him being a stand-in for this event.
Sure. But in a professional setting like this, sometimes you just miss the mark.
Sheriff, bro, I'll see you soon.
And the ball
Mate,
game
thank you so much, man.
is in the hands of Cloud9.
Night, dude.
4 rounds in a row to take the lead. Oxy one away
But
from
Yaltsin, you
Zol,
committing? Damn.
and a broken
Going
buy
for the long haul.
defense.
Wait, is it not super
And a
late there right
different
now
look,
as
too. How
well?
many times have we talked about this aim control? Now they aren't even interested in it.
I was about to say that, and of course, now they walk A when nobody from Sen is fighting it. And that just makes it obvious that it's either a stack on the actual site or it's just for the free.
And this is, again, Imi kind of reading ahead of this, because that wasn't off of a lack of info. Before the barriers went down, they were stacked A.
Yeah.
So Sentinels
How many does he
gamble
get,
towards C, and
Zeppa?
unfortunately,
Because he's going to do well
They
to get
swung
like
for broke.
2, 1. I think he did great, to be
Zeppa out on
honest.
the island, he only gets 1.
Yeah,
Will be
that's
an
fine.
upgrade for
He gets
John.
full info as well, so they can take a good amount of
What can they do with
space.
it? Still has
He
light
had
armor.
at least
Second does as
3
well.
footsteps.
With the spike planted, this is tough.
Yeah, that camera getting info on
Does
multiple
he
members on the flank.
Killjoy? Ooh, are they
Ride's
gonna
on moves
fast
right now
take
in this close
tree and
spot.
try and Killjoy? Oh,
Hit him. Oh, he's got
Oh, my.
behind him. But Zekin provides cover.
dude, look at
provides
the
safety.
HPs.
Mitch having to push forward, gets ahead of the fall line, gets 2 by himself. Vic again left alone. What a retake attempt. That was insane.
Wait, that's a ridiculous round to win. They had no right winning that.
Absolutely bonkers.
No right. I
And it was
do think
Zekin,
their
I believe, who
reaction,
came
I
through
don't know what the
door
comms were
that was
like
already
from
open. And then
Zeppa
look,
here.
Yeah, it was him.
But I think their
he saw Moose trying to
reaction
finesse around
needed
that
to be a
wall.
little
That was
bit
the key to
better.
turn around.
Like, I was watching them on A, and they
Moose
were pretty
gets
stale
seen,
here.
I think by John QT right here, right now. Oh no, it was just intuition.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't
That's
think
nuts.
there was a cue.
I cannot believe that just happened. I can't believe he just turned around. 13 and 5.
And that kill doesn't necessarily light up like and reflect in the stats, but that's a round saving kill.
Yeah.
Hey, Kevin. So the thing is,
100%.
so
Now-
he had footstep.
Timeout for the
He
other
should have had
side.
double footstep from C.
Just to build a little
So
suspense.
you know, it's 3, so they don't know where 1
timeout
is.
after timeout.
But
Coaches
then
are
also, if you know
even
there's 3
battling at
people
it.
going
4-4 is the
behind,
score.
I think you have
Just to
to
remind
either
everybody.
heavy a
and
whole
quick
tree
check-in on
with
what
the
stakes are,
plant
what they're playing
being
for.
Berlin,
like 4 tree,
Berlin, baby.
and then they
An
just left the
international
Cypher on
during
his
the
own.
off-season, a chance to
Like, their
play
positions
later on
didn't
in the
make
year
sense,
against the
really.
best around the world. I mean, that's what.
But it's
that's
hard
what
to
you play
react when
for.
there's like 3 people pushing
Yeah, and
behind.
a
It's
chance
not
to show
a
off
normal
your
situation, I
actual
guess.
roster, whatever that may be,
Glamorous Boy
right?
with the Prime,
Whoever
thank you so much,
qualifies,
man.
Right.
Getting even more reps.
Appreciate
in
the Prime usage. Welcome
before
into the Slug
VCT
Club. Thank you for
season
that.
starts again. That's experience that's invaluable. We saw how good Sentinels
Good amount of
performed
new
this year
primers
because of the
today as
grind they
well.
did in the offseason.
Thank you so much, mate.
I mean, you could make
Who's
the argument
IGLing
that
for the
that's what led to an
C9?
international win
It's
in
meant to be
Madrid.
Mitch for this one as well.
So
So
you're right. Every single rep matters.
again, it's probably a lot of
And
puggy
after
stuff.
the
That's why the
marathon of a day
reactions are
that
like
both of
slightly
these
off.
teams have had, they're sniffing at the finish line. There's still work to be done, though. Tied 4-4.
Also, we don't
in
know if
this
Zeppa
opening map.
properly heard.
We'll see how things play out again.
I think he might have been able
This
to
little
hear all of
chess
them
game, right?
footstep-wise,
These
but-
little micro decisions have continued to kind of flesh
He
out.
at least
Sentinels
didn't come
back
all
to
of
the
them,
A
so I'm
main
guessing
control.
there's like 3.
But it's a different look, too. It's always been Redux TPing forward off the nade. That's not the case here.
Nobody really to fight here. Broken door. It is open, which could lead to a late mid to B split for Cloud9. But John, he's just been tucked in this corner the whole round. And it's silent across the board.
Yeah, second spotting a little bit.
What a
Nade's not going to feel good.
He almost got taken out.
Wait, that's a nice nade.
He's got his ult. 2 satchels, too.
What a risky peek.
Yeah.
John, let's see if all his patience is going to bear fruit.
I mean, you've got Curry, who's posted up on the other side. There's the fruit that's been reaped. The harvest is plentiful. Oxy will fall as well.
Oh, what a
And
Oh,
Zekin's position
this
here
is big.
gorgeous as the wall goes down.
Yeah,
2 kills are found.
It's a bold move, man, but I liked it.
wonderful.
He's trying to drop a couple of pot shots and perhaps find his way into a kill, but all he's done is give his position away. Oh, well, okay, hang on.
Moose can be so good at 1v1s.
Yeah.
It's definitely a big reason why he's part of this Cloud9 roster.
Avoiding the haunt, you imagine he's just going to try to hang on to this weapon as best as he can.
He's going to do his best.
10 seconds left.
They've got the money if they want to hunt.
And John, he's one off of that orb. He should just try to run it down.
I mean, that was a nice round.
You have the fade alt
That
for
was
the
one of the better
retake on
rounds.
whatever site you want to play retake on for the following rounds.
He is the closest, but it does not seem like he will give pursuit. And so the rifle will be carried over by Moose into the next round. Sentinels take the lead back.
Man, Second sitting at 15-6. Miles ahead of anybody else on the leaderboard. That's just beautiful. You love to see that.
Yeah, it was a good fade util as well.
It's still the Zeppa and Oxy show on the other end for Cloud9.
Vlad, what's up, bro? How we doing? See you here as well. Wait, they're in an alright spot always. I mean, next round should be a secured round. I'm a little bit worried that they use it into the low buy here if it starts getting close.
Yeah, this round, a bit of a light investment. Economy just not quite right.
Surely you pay attention to door there. Wolves up, so they have a little bit of safety. A Teva goes in, hits both, and a Prowler goes through.
I'm wondering if that was
like you're kind of focused on the sound of where all of that util's coming through.
Doesn't matter though. Mollies were popped by Zelsis to
waiting for offers, yeah.
To get that second smoke online, but yet again a rotation towards the other side.
Yeah, but I think Cloud9 got what they were looking for here. I mean, the rollout at the beginning of the round was to secure that ult for Zeppa, and they did.
Yeah.
So I think the question is now what? What do you do with
hopefully,
this?
Hopefully something happens soon, Vlad.
I would imagine if they had intentions of getting this ult at the very beginning of the round, it's because they have a plan to invest it here. They're going to drop more than just that. There's the third ult coming through. Redux is dead. The lockdown responding in kind by Zelsis. And Oxy's dead. A little bit of a 1-for-1 as they commit to getting it down, but you don't...
Yeah, I mean, they used a lot to break the lockdown here.
That breach blast.
This was a nice burst.
He went down. It was enough to get rid of that lockdown.
The C hits are pretty good.
This is so tough because now they can lean on this Thrash for the post plant. Second pops his ult, but is there any way to go? Is there any way through? They've given up all of this space. It's actually Curry who falls, and now the Thrash. Remember, this was the objective at the beginning of the round. This push and pull of space that's been given up by both of these teams is now settling in. Bam! Over the mound!
Oh, God.
Second getting two. Time is so short. I don't know that he can find a way in on this.
Okay.
A massive round from Zeppa.
Dude, when he actually did that spray down there, I thought there was a chance he was going to go with 3.
Of maneuvering
They go real
around
close.
Lotus attack. The tap of the door multiple times.
I mean, yeah, this is just a nice C burst, though.
Basically
they dealt with the Killjoy pretty well as well.
There's no way that Redux could do anything. The Gecko Flash, the Raze Rocket. Zekin, he tried his best. But with time running so low, John had to do nothing but stick.
Yeah, he had no other option in that position. That was the only card to be played.
5-5 half.
Yeah, despite Zekin's best efforts, they're in a dogfight here. 5-5 with work to be done. Mitch has his Rolling Thunder online. John QT with the Fatal.
Yeah, that's unlucky there, man.
Things should slow down here a little bit.
Oh.
Great. Making a lot of noise here, but it's...
Oh, that's a really important kill, man. For that other guy who's going to go down.
Here because Zelsis has a lot of contain. If the timing is right, he can have a feast on this.
This is so much info that he just gathered. Just by himself, inching out on that peak. Not only does he get back in turret range to not have to worry about front B lurk, but he cleared out most of that rubble area, and now he's just going to slip back into B site. So right now, Sentinels have a good read on the round. Redux, he should be getting ready to use that paranoia, dial in on his crosshair.
And again, there are no smokes for Cloud9 to play with here. Not only is Vic dead, but he died out towards A. Yeah. So if they do try to end B or C, that's what they're going to have to deal with. They don't have Vic's ability. Doesn't matter how many fake smokes he throws up, they're not going to bite because they see everything that's happening on C. It might not matter. They might just, again, brute force their way through this.
Insane. We're in a 2v2 after what looked like an unlosable round for Sentinels.
15 seconds left. They clear Back sight. They clear spawn. And now commit to the spike. Moose and Zeppa.
Maybe.
In the face of Zelsis and John QT. They're trying to retake the site. They're trying to retake the space.
Contact into swing. Oh, I'm surprised they win that one.
Every single kill found.
That setup was pretty nice. So strong.
And it looked like John was ready for that.
Did you run into lots of anti when you used to coach? Not really, man. It was like FPX used to anti pretty well.
So a hard read into that 2v2.
Fnatic used to anti pretty well.
Those are rounds that when they
That
let
was
it
kind
slip,
of it.
they made
We
it so
had a
close for
couple of stuff
YFP.
like Cryptix was maybe a little
That
bit
was the difference maker in
too.
them taking that series away.
He did mix up his Sentinel setup a little bit, so we got like micro antied when
defensive
people
half so
focused
far.
on him.
4 Sentinels, 6 rounds. Playing the double controller comp.
Yeah. I feel like I've
Oh,
seen a
did
lot
we
of good from
run a
both
lot
sides,
of
to be
anti?
honest.
I
And
thought
if
you were
that's
saying did we
any
get
indicator of
antied?
things
Oh,
to
bro,
come,
I think we were the heaviest anti
we've
team
got a treat
ever.
on our hands.
Yeah, slugfest.
I think we were the heaviest anti-believer team. Like,
Remember,
we
Mitch
won
died
some
that previous
games
round without getting to
because
use
of
his ult, so
anti.
he'll have it here for the 12th.
We were the only one. Well, I've spoken to
Spam
Imi
on
about
the
this a
Zeppelin,
little
bringing
bit.
down to 36
Like Imi
HP,
doesn't
might wanna
anti that
swap
much.
his rifle
Well,
with somebody
he anti
else.
some stuff, but he finds it hard because you just got to go through all the
Of course,
demos,
the
right,
one guy
and just
that didn't have full
heal
armor
out all of the crap.
gets taken out by the outlaw.
But that's what Bacon
Everybody
was
else
unreal
buying
at. So we used to
Stinger
anti
full
pretty
armor
heavy.
on purpose, reading into it. Whoa!
That timing is gorgeous. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. John with 3 second gets the last of
Yeah,
flawless
that was
round from
nice. So
Sentinels.
yeah, I mean,
Closes
we were,
7-5
I was
half.
like a big anti-believer.
What a great
I still
hold
am a big anti-believer.
on that A site.
They're going to scatter from my
The
stuff.
spam on Zeppa to bring him down to 30
But
HP.
it's hard
then
to
that
do it.
timing
It's
peak.
hard to do it because you got to have someone that's willing to
2
do
rounds separate
the
these two squads in this first map
like
of the grand
I
final.
guess just
We've
like
got
the
plenty
bot
more to
work.
come. We'll be right back.
So it's just like watching thingies and just clipping stuff. Heretics do a good amount of anti, but they also have more coaches, right? So they got Weber, Neil, and an analyst as well, and they trust that analyst to do anti on teams. So they're pretty heavy anti. People would just use the same stuff, yeah. I mean, I was speaking to Minnie about this before because I wanted to do like in Coach Potatoes where we like leak some of our anti and we like show people how teams like to anti because he has a different way of antiing than how we used to anti. But I'm telling you, like some of the antis that would be pretty telling, like the one we did against Loud is pretty interesting. The one we did against Crew is crazy. The one we did against Sentinels is pretty good. Where it's just like a lot of the same stuff getting used. But again, it's like you said, I think it was a different game back then. It was still like the bare basics of the game, right? So people were still very readable. Do you ever leak the louder send thing? No, because they were still using some of it. But I want to at one point post it on Coach Potatoes, but I want to do it properly with like Mini doing some of his anti as well. So I think we both had super different anti. The Sen Sunset. Yeah, it's nice when you can get reads of like Cypher stuff. The best ones are the alt ones, man. When you get alt stuff that's nice, like this the same, that's the easiest stuff ever. It's crazy how many teams have similar alt stuff.
Yeah, and this attacking side for Sentinels was what kind of got them into the gutter in the first place against YFP.
Yeah.
So they're gonna need to probably revamp.
Which team do you think does the least anti?
Maybe not. Maybe they just got unlucky and they're just gonna run it back.
I think back in the day, Crew definitely used to do no anti. Like honor teams, I know honor teams focus on themselves.
Yeah,
Run it and run it, and like 7 times out of 10 it works great. And then there are 3 times where it just doesn't work.
Yeah. That one set of
because Crew didn't mix up any of their stuff.
That wasn't converted.
Like that was the easiest team we played against.
You're still sitting on a 20-8 performance from Zekin so far. Wow.
That's a devastating lineup.
With the turret getting a little bit of help here. Not able to convert on the third, but the damage has been done.
Yeah, Oxy's sitting at 50 health. These classic right clicks can be decimating to somebody that's low like that.
Most aggro teams. I mean, FPX used to change up so much that we had to play our own game.
Look at the flip from Sen.
Just because it was a waste of time, man. They'd either change their comp or completely change how they play. Like Angel and Doom Bros were hard to play against.
Zekin's close by, and I don't think they know.
Dude, double pistol.
He's tucked in the tiniest of corners. And again, they have no real idea. So a little bit of space will be found. Yes.
Honestly, the breach damage here would be big, would it not?
Stop, Wingman. Rest in peace. That's a big ding. Mitch left alone.
Okay, shout out to Zekin, managed to swing before it went off as well. Yeah, double pistol on this one. That should seal it.
Right now, and him holding on to his nade because there was nothing shown at the A site is what made that post plant possible for Sen to win. The utility that Zeppa and Mitch had in the arsenal, it could have been so devastating. Two Sentinels in the position that they were all corralled in stairs, right? Wingman went onto the spike. Had there not been that follow-up nade from Zekin there to break it, all of a sudden you have to body check.
Did I see the Scream interview of Foreign? Yeah, I watched a little bit of it. Watched a little bit of it.
Take a quick look at the
yeah, he was nice. He was nice about. I mean, honestly, our vibes in Liquid were great, and we gave him a lot of freedom. I know that when he like went to K-Corp and stuff, he kind of missed the Liquid times a little bit. Yeah, it is nice that he spoke pretty highly of it.
The tricky thing here too is, I mean, it was Curry who had the pistol, so I don't know that they're in a position to really be able to scoop the weapon up.
Not ready yet.
It looks like it's being protected now.
Wow, Zekin with this Marshall buy, it's something that we haven't seen in a long time.
24-8 in 14 rounds.
Yeah. And when you're on this eco round, you don't have heavy armor to protect you from the Marshall itself.
The Marshall Demon.
So it's just one shot to the body.
They're just so, it's just the best gun ever for ecos.
Take you out. Guys doing 360s entering into the side as Viper. Center looking warm, man.
Hey, it's almost like they just played a best of 3.
Yeah, you think they did? Zekin, of course, he's gonna go hunting for more. He's only 3 off of his showstopper. Open the door.
Yeah, he's just out here hunting, trying to get his ult early.
Zekin on the hunt, on the prowl. The Moose. There's only so many spots he could be in.
I feel like a Moose hiding is a pretty difficult thing to do. They spotted him.
Hey, how does he get this kill still?
Trade,
it's a big kill.
but Sentinels get their 9th.
Good for him, man.
We talked about in the first half, so I think the big story today has been slow starts for both of these teams. You think about every map they've played, it's been like, it's been a little sluggish, it's been difficult to come out of the box, and for Sentinels here, remember, their first half, they win the pistol, they win the following, and then they win the bonus, and it feels like they're starting to open things up. They have the opportunity to do it again here.
Yeah, the last series on the first map that they played, they won both pistols, lost 13-9. That's tough.
Yep.
This time around, I think it's a different story. They're in the driver's seat.
Get the Odin out nice and early.
This is a bonus with 4 rifles, and that's already a kill found.
Nice shots. Wait, they got 3 in return here, though?
Both sides, Oxy tried his best to even the score, but the spacing of Sen on that swing on A.
What's tough, too, is Redux was just able to upgrade to a Vandal.
Redux has been so good.
Moose will be here first. He's got some spam set up. Doesn't pull the trigger yet, though. Patient with it, tucked in the smoke, and now gun barrel's pointed his way.
Yeah, after the sound of the reloads.
Doesn't spot him. The paranoia is going to push him off the angle as Redux fills in on the space behind him. Vic is going to be pinching in.
A nice 2v3 from them.
All by himself.
He goes around the world. It's not to play him, man.
To rotate all the way around.
It's not to play, surely. This doesn't work. Wait, they didn't tap it for so long. It might actually work. Oh, they heard him.
I don't know.
Yeah, they heard the step. They heard the step. Yeah, look at Moose right now. He's dialed.
Not able to snap on.
Yeah,
Gonna get the defuse. No
with this
bonus
plant
found
here,
time.
it's just
Cloud9 get to 6.
not a thing.
Valiant attempt from Zelsis, trying to wrap around. I think he was maybe one.
He did the same in Champs. I remember him like throwing the molly from up there, right?
Into the shifting.
It's tough in a position like that. Again, it was a 1v2 in that situation.
Damn, Deep Mans. Thank you so much, Deep Mans.
Oh, I feel like all
5 gifted. Chat, you know what to do? Just get the slug oiler going. Thank you so much, Deep Mans. Twitch as well, gifting 1 on top of it. So we'll kind of count that as 6 gifted from Deep Mans. Thank you so much, bro. I appreciate you doing that. It's your first ever gifted as well. Good to see you here, dude.
Very early.
Appreciate you, man.
It will gather a bunch of space though on this ace site.
A space that wasn't really contested.
And look at the over-rotate from C9. There's 4 members here.
Oh, they can't hear the running because of the Omen
All
Flash.
Sentinels are here as well. Meanwhile, the 1v1 happens on the other side of the map. It goes the way of Zelsis, but Cloud9 seem to be holding the line. Unless Redux can do a lot. He's got
Wait, did he not just go for an absolute play here?
No man's land. Zelsis with so much to do.
And so little HP.
But plenty of time. Again.
Yeah, you could.
A miserable spot for him to be
If he gets to the spike, gets away, he's got Killjoy on.
He's guessing. There's no way to confirm where Vic might be.
I got the spike.
Grabs the
out of there.
spike and gets away.
Yoink, it's mine now.
40 seconds left. He has a couple of ways he can play this. He can fully commit to planning B, or he can rotate all the way back, which seems to be what he's doing.
I like this.
Drop utility along the way and then try to set up for C.
Dude, he could just play this for time.
Smart player. You just
gonna have
can't
ult.
teach that.
He's gonna have ult.
Yeah, he's gonna own this.
Does he invest it here? He knows where he's coming. The pathing is there. Does he pop the ult? Yes, he does. That's gonna buy some time, but he stays in.
Did he see him cross
First
back?
volley pop. Vic, no idea where he is, but he dropped the lockdown. And now the real game is afoot. He still hasn't been spotted. Zelsis has concealed his position perfectly this entire time, but can he get the kill? As the spike ticks away, 38.
Wow, Vic,
gets the best
respect,
of him.
man, respect.
Around the way of Cloud9.
That was so tense, but the rookie with the outplay, no doubt in his mind that Zelsis was somewhere in sight. The fact that he didn't get peeked from that mound area.
Yeah, he was real
And
confident on
he
that.
secures the Odin at the end of it too.
I'd love to see where that lockdown was placed. I didn't think it was in a spot for it to be clear, but obviously Vic was able to do it.
Yeah, it was a little too close. I think you could see it.
Yeah.
That little pathway connecting to water. If it was a little bit deeper.
And he's
The
laid
ult,
out.
yeah, it
Maybe,
needed to be
yeah.
more to
then
the right.
Vic is in a brutal spot. He's got to challenge the lockdown or take the fight or give the space up, and then the spike had been planted for a little bit longer.
And it was a really good idea from Zelsis as well.
Agreed.
To put the lockdown here and then quickly cross over to site.
Yeah,
Like
agreed.
Vic really didn't know where he was.
He could have been anywhere. But the 50-50 goes the way of the rookie, as you mentioned. A timeout has been called. Again, another moment to slow
Who
things
would
down,
IGL?
talk things
Rossi would
through.
IGL.
It came down to 1 foot in the previous round for Zelsis.
Yeah.
And now it came down to like 1 inch of that lockdown being off. This game is so punishing on little tiny mistakes. That's what it's like to play.
I don't really
at
know,
this
Royal.
high of a
I don't
level.
really know what went down too much.
We'll take a look at the
in
money here in just a
2023.
couple seconds, but I mean, the implications of that are massive too, as we're nearing the end of this
I
map.
can't really speak on it.
Those little mistakes are
Because
magnified.
I think safe is just unreal.
So the slugfest will continue.
Like safe on
That
duelist
1v1 that Vic won.
is great.
The newbie.
Still light armor on the side of Sentinels. No real choice to do it either. I mean, the money's not great. Meanwhile, Oxy has his ult, Moose has his ult, and then there's 1 away. 1 point away for Vic.
Oh,
And he's got it now. That's second dead.
swatted out of the sky.
Yeah, was he not just super low HP because of the
Will buy some time, but it's not quick enough to get the swing. It
ooh,
might not matter
because of the
though.
medal?
As Zelsis and Redux, brothers in arms, just push forward.
And they need to be careful here. They need to be
Chad, the
wary.
hamster's out.
The power of Cypher is you don't
Who's
have
on
to
the
play
wheel?
around the utility. You can
Yeah.
just post it up. You
Finally
can cheat
happened.
over towards that A site if you really want to.
Finally
and
stayed
even
up
just
late
like
enough.
The passive info that you're getting from the fact that your utility hasn't been hit yet.
Sometimes it can be used against you though.
Sure.
if Sen walk all the way up and pop right on top of the trip, there could be no time for Cloud9 to react and get a rotation. That tap of the door is keeping 3 members here. And again, Celsius is so
I mean,
good.
he's sold so much with this.
The utility of Moose has not been tapped. It hasn't been affected. So there's reason to think that there's a lean towards A. But the Haunt is out. The trip has now been hit, and now they realize.
Yeah, and Celsius managed to sneak all the way through as well.
With only 1 done, and now they have to be super careful. They have a lot of the map they have to play around, but
where's the
Sentinels may
spike
be
going?
overthinking this. If they try to end back B, they're going to hit the other trip.
Oh, no.
And now they're going to know.
They're going back C again.
Yeah, what's going on here?
10 seconds ago.
It's a classic quadruple pump fake.
Moose, he wins the 1v1 on Curry now.
Wait, are they going to
And
lose
Celsius
this
drops
round?
The overcook.
Oxy and Vic both have their ults. And they're both brawly. They both want to fight. There's the ult invested. Somehow doesn't hit Junk UT. And now Vic with 3 on the round.
How's it turned
Leaving
into
it all onto
this?
Redux. Can he settle the shots? Gonna have to get through 3.
That should
Can't
never
connect
have
on
happened.
any of them. That's another round the way of Cloud9.
Yeah, they
And
just
a
gifted
huge
C9
blunder of a round
around.
for Sentinels, Doug.
It was. I
There's
don't
no
understand
reason they should lose
the
that round. They
pivot
had a
from
free
C.
C site.
I know they
Double
had
back
no
to
info on the
B.
numbers on
Just
A.
overthinking it.
And I don't even know that it was the double back as far as time goes, but 2 members were caught. Well, Moose wins that 1v1.
I think they
but
just thought they were
get
heavy
caught out
heavy
across
heaven
mid.
or something.
In B, the positioning wasn't great. That
Like, I
felt
think
like
they
the
just thought
crux of
that
the
because
round.
of the trip there would be like 2 around here.
So rough.
Yes.
Now the economy of Sentinels is looking even rougher.
I mean, we talked about it at the beginning of that last round. It was light armor, not by choice, because they couldn't afford to get much else. And so the 18th round is upon us. Fault line at the beginning. A little bit of damage dealt. That's really it, though. At least for now.
It was a speed-up call towards C, grabbing the orb on Celsius. But it was a Prowler on the opposite side of the map to
Oh, they were
re-clear
gonna
all
send
that
it, and then
A
they called
space.
cancel.
So now,
Such calls made from the
Sentinels,
IGL.
they're
Oh,
reading
nice
ahead
shot.
that it was a fake.
Normally, not always.
but the front B proactivity
It can be called from
Vic and
anyone
Mitch,
really.
hearing the
But
rotation,
maybe
snagging one off.
Celsius as
Now
well.
they're able to stack
I
towards
had like
the
a
A side.
feeling that, and he was calling him back to B.
I mean,
Cloud9 are reading this map
I know he
perfectly
mid-rounds a
right
lot
yeah,
as well.
having the proactivity is one thing, but hitting that shot is that's another one entirely.
now. Yeah.
Oxy not connecting there. But as Curry tries to slow walk into the side, he slow walks
Yeah,
into
we
his death.
have a misplayed
waltz the
round
other
into
way.
like a round of some nice shots as well. Get the confidence flowing.
Just when it seemed like Sentinels were in a position to run away with the map. Cloud9 punch back.
And it's not just through individual skill.
Yeah,
30
agreed.
seconds left.
It's the overall macro.
Oh, really? Should never be getting that.
Redux slips
And
in
they at
the
least
smoke,
got
but
the,
Victor pops
Clovo
ultimate
out of
for
him.
it. Now he's going hunting.
He's gotta get the
Yeah, and
fight.
ended up giving him a gun.
That's a kill found. The spike's still
Yeah, ended up
out of
literally just
reach.
hand delivering them a gun.
10 seconds left. You still have Oxy with his outlaw. That's one kill found. The second is delayed, but surely John is not around for long.
Dude, Oxy saturated on him to get the kill as well.
Yeah,
And he
is.
still went
The
down.
blast. And it was such an impressive round for Cloud9. They showed a fault line towards that A side of the map.
Yeah, right at the beginning.
And it was good for John to re-clear all that space with one Prowler. But the thing is, that proactivity in front B, they were able to hear all that rotation after that C orb was gathered. And they were just one step ahead the entire round because of it.
Remember, that was off of an eco.
And the thing is, these are the mind games that you have to play with the breach. Now there's going to be follow-up utility with it this time around.
Ooh.
Oh, look at this,
Woman?
Redux is getting bombed.
Damn, we
Bomb
tanked a
moved.
lot here, but he's
Takes
still...
damage.
What the
And then dies.
hell?
Runs through his own Viper wall, very ambitious.
Must be nice to get to play the game, huh?
Oh my
Oxy and
goodness.
Zeppa mowing down 2. But somehow, I mean, they stay away just
Bruh,
long
I gotta
enough.
see a timeout.
And as
They're-
the dust
the
settles,
two buy
Celsius
rounds-
is left in a 1v3 with 21 HP.
Have been...
And that
Have
close
been,
smoke that you saw from Vic, usually that's something you see
Yeah.
attacking sides
Yeah.
do. To block off all the different angles,
They haven't been
allow you
great.
to get LOS of the orb. This time, it's used to just try to bail everybody out, take isolated fights.
Yeah.
Timeout is needed. Oh, timeout is heavily needed.
Full utility
I felt like timeout was needed after this
C
C round.
as well.
After this, timeout's for sure needed.
Big Sen, they need to start moving into a C default a little bit more. Trying to break out that Cypher util. Maybe even just default front B. Break that same trip every single time that is being thrown.
And I imagine that's part of the conversation right now. This is a pseudo timeout, an opportunity for Sentinels to talk things through. The round is done.
And they're gonna talk stuff through, but they're having a timeout after this as well. There's no way Kaplan doesn't call a timeout after that round.
Yeah, they need to work the map a little bit more. Work
Yeah, they gotta chill. No one needs to make plays like that.
Spread the defense thin. Make it so they're not stacked at every single site they're hitting. That's the power of running this double controller composition. You could really take your time and work the map. So many rechargeables across the board. The gun will be saved. It is noted, and it can be very powerful at times, especially spamming that A line.
Hey, this doesn't look like a tech timeout.
Yeah, it could be carried over into a bit of an extended break. You're absolutely right.
Maybe give even more time to come up with a strat.
Oh, okay.
Perhaps a change of game plan, like I stated.
Okay.
But I do not.
Oh
think
no,
that
yeah,
will
we're
be
going
the
straight
case.
into it.
So back into the action we go. What are the adjustments? Because Cloud9 have taken the lead back.
Like Vlad said, maybe like what I heard.
The spam that you were mentioning at the beginning of the round, not really finding anything. A little bit of chip damage onto Oxy.
But the cam was broken. So now there's no C mound info anymore for Cloud9 to just cheat over towards that A site. If
He's 27 and 14.
Well,
I mean, he's going to get 30. It's going to go on long enough.
Cloud9 into where this attack is actually leading to.
They did. They broke the trip with a lineup from Zelsis.
There it is.
They used a molly from. I didn't even see where he dropped it from, but that is going to clear it out, and that's going to force things to rotate just a little bit.
Bombs come in for this as well.
Site for free.
Curry one step closer to having his pit. The site will be open. A Paranoia invested, sure, but the space gained.
See what the retake's like with the breach ult.
I don't know. I mean, I know Zekin is at 10 HP, Doug, but if he pops that showstopper, he might just fall for free.
Oh, I love that from Redux. He could be anywhere right now. Smoke starting to come through.
Ooh, they take the fast bit of map control without using the breach ult, so they can breach ult tree.
That doesn't feel nearly as good. They've invested the Rolling Thunder, and the ult has been popped in exchange. 2 kills found the way of
Redux
Cloud9.
has gone for a mental play again.
The trigger, he's been left by himself. It does not connect him with 10 HP. There's no way in. Cloud9 with another impressive round.
So patient on the retake, having each other's back the entire way through. And Oxy, when he starts dabbing his teammates up like that, it usually means he's getting ramped up. That breach ultimate for the retake, it baited out the showstopper, and that ultimate is so fake. How is Zeppa at 10 HP when that thing shot directly at him, it looked like?
Look at the TP.
I imagine we'll get another look at it here. It was just tough. He didn't really have, it goes right behind him.
Come on.
I mean, Mitch's util is nice though.
I mean, even so, there was still
I like that they saved, like, because they had the breach ult, they all played off site.
I mean, they've opened
and
this
then
map
C9
wide.
read that and saved the ult. That was really nice. That was a great call.
The light armor buys from some of these teams, it's just been punished time and time again. Wow, the up down this time.
Yeah, that's a tough high-low.
I feel like the lack of timeouts, maybe Sentinels are like trying to
Curry wants a little bit of that heat.
give the team like experience at trying to adjust without timeouts, maybe.
I mean, it seems like Cloud9
It feels like one should have been called a while ago.
That trip is still up. Where is it? Oh, it's on the
so
top.
It could just be. Ooh, that's devastating.
They've tucked behind it. Now Curry waiting with hit out. This is a do or die. The map is essentially decided here. Sentinels have invested almost everything they have into this. They still have John's ult. He's playing up really far though. He's got to be careful. He's been caught. That's Curry down. The pit will go with him. It's all a 1-for-1, and Vic gets 4 on the round.
Yeah, very nice. And this again, free to take it.
It's just so tough playing in the Viper's pit against that Thrash. It just clears, it just paves a way.
It's
for
the counter.
Redux to just jump in with a shorty the entire
They don't have
way
any
through.
timeouts left? Oh, really?
Only so many spots you can play with that ultimate, with where it was put.
And so Cloud9
I
are
can't even
first to
remember
12,
them
and the money for
taking them.
Sentinels isn't great. They have the Nightfall, but they invested the pit. They don't really have much else, Dre.
Yeah, and that man on the screen, I mean, he's been an absolute demon in the server. 10 kills above Oxy, but look at the score. Like you said, it's 12-9. C9 is winning.
Okay, 3 chances.
Can they put them away here with the
Look at the
rocket
UI.
from
They
Oxy?
have no. Dude, this isn't timeouts. This is
With
maps.
the ult from Moose as well.
Wow, these trips have been so good. I think this is why you saw Cloud9 switch to the Cypher. They saw the damage that YFP did to Sentinels on their defensive side. That's kind of been the same.
This feels very decisive here. They don't really have control anywhere else on the map.
Perfect nade.
Yeah, and they look good here.
And just like that, the work that they did to get that ult at the beginning has been negated.
They
And
threw the
trip is
medal.
still up.
They threw the
It's
medal
still there, so it's
onto
just free
the.
info for
Onto.
Cloud9.
Oh wait, what the?
Who's able to swing out and spam
They threw the
door
medal
through
onto the
smokes
Killjoy
and
ult.
nade?
That doesn't work though, chat, right?
That's not John dead, and they still have their 2 ults.
I think he was just trying to
This looks
do
like
it
grabs,
to get him
Dre.
away.
This
Or
looks
to
like
at least try
grabs.
to get
This
another
looks
kill.
like Lotus going the way of Cloud9.
Yeah, picks across the
For
board.
sure not. Okay.
1C,
Yeah, I was
1B,
thinking it.
1A.
I was thinking it wouldn't, but
There's the ult used, connecting onto Celsius.
dude,
Redux
this one
left
fell
alone, he
apart
will
for
fall.
Sentinels. The
13-9
4v3,
the way of Cloud9.
the
This
4v3
first
where they
map
had
was best of 3.
like 3
Goes the way of what
B site
many would
and
consider
then
the
pivoted
underdogs.
to B and then
And
pivoted back
shutting down second, even though he was
and
still
then
dropping
lost
bombs.
Yeah, the
because
moment
2 of them
they
got
Yeah, the
picked
fact
off.
that you
Like
can
that was
still bring
everything.
it back when a player is popping off like that. A player like second.
13-9 and they won 2
who's
pistols. Yeah,
honestly been
it's
one
pretty
of the
dominant from
best
C9
duelists in
really.
the league.
Yeah. And he's
That's
been